I think my name is Ahmed Mawin. I am an emeritus professor at Howard University, served 40 years. And my contacts and knowledge comes from my background as an Ethiopian before I came to the United States. Today there are two ladies here with us who will be given honors. And I would like to tell you that I have been associated and worked with women as my bosses and as well as my colleagues. So I am just actually, was the first ever I had as a USAID in Ethiopia, malaria control program. I really served in Alamata and the 12 at that time, but the 14 provinces of Ethiopia. So Ethiopia is a great country. I just was listening to the AI. It is a continent by itself if you think about it. There are all kinds of problems. Second thing, for this people to people, I'm very much honored and highly respect the organizers of people to people. This is my 20th year that I have worked with them on this position where I am now. They are very, very, very important organization. It is truly people to people. So let's say all of us give them our hand for 25 years. This is a silver jubilee, and therefore we would like to thank Dr. Naugao and Dr. Bayana and Antana and Zalalam, the four organizers of this meetings. So they have done their best so you can come here and enjoy this one. Previously, when I was in the Ministry of Health as an associate of medical services, I had my degree. First degree was in, supposed to be pharmacy, but they told me, my sponsor, USAID, said you also must take political science or public administration, or else you cannot run the country the way you think about it because you are in diaspora. That changed my mind. So I went to the University of Michigan, and I'm wearing a Wolverine here. I think I didn't see Sanayit around here, Dr. Sanayit. So I'm a graduate of the University of Michigan. Then I went to Johns Hopkins and I got Doctor of Public Health and International Health, specifically on curriculum development and education. Then I had a Master of Public Health, and that one is epidemiology, and AI now has added to it. So I have been an interdisciplinary, and I've been a chairman for a department, several departments for 20 years, and I got accredited about 5 of our programs. But all of this is not the good thing that I have a background, but the good thing is I have served my country while I'm at that time. So I just thought about, I have visited Ethiopia since the downfall of the Derg government. I have visited Ethiopia 22 times, almost annually. I have been in Ethiopia, and I'm one of the founders of Peace and Development Center in Addis Ababa. Therefore, but guess who are my partners? People to people. They are just people to people. And therefore, I would like not talk about myself now, because by the way, yesterday I celebrated my 86th birthday. So I insisted on having my gray hair. I couldn't even paint it. That means I'm also thankful, Professor Dr. Naugao and my friend, they call me Gashe. They never call me professor or doctor. They consider me, I am one of them and part of them. So this is an Ethiopian culture that we have preserved and want to do it for a good time. Today, we have 5 different government awards to be given. But I will reverse the thing here that you have, and I would like to put them in order such that some of the awardees were not able to attend, not because they didn't want, but it happened that they have other commitments that they would like to be on Zoom, and then also if not on Zoom, they have representative here to accept the awards on their behalf. First of all, I have to like to call on Dr. Nuru Abesenu. He's one of the residents, distinguished gynecologists from Howard University. Would you please come here and just give us something and introduce your nominee? What do you say? When you, H-U-E, you, what's the answer? You know.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense honor and pleasure to introduce a remarkable individual who has profoundly impacted higher education and public health in his country, Ethiopia, and beyond. Today, we celebrate not only the outstanding achievements, but also the enduring spirit of dedication and excellence he embodies. Our lifetime award winner is a distinguished professor of public health and former president of the University of Gondar. His visionary leadership has driven countless initiatives that have improved higher education, healthcare access, and quality for many communities. His innovative research and tireless advocacy have paved the way for significant advancements in education and public health policies, ensuring quality of education, better health outcomes for generations to come. Throughout his illustrious career, he has demonstrated what leadership looks like through an unwavering commitment to education, mentoring countless students and future leaders who are now making their own marks in the field. His influence extends far beyond the confines of academia, as he has been a tireless champion for health equity, working diligently to bridge gaps in healthcare and championing the rights of the underserved. On a personal note, I am privileged to call him my best friend. His wisdom, kindness, and unwavering integrity have been a constant source of inspiration and admiration for me. His humility, despite his monumental achievements, speaks volume about his character. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring a true giant in the field of public health and a cherished friend, Professor Mangasha Admasu, the recipient of this Lifetime Achievement Award. Thank you and God bless.
Excuse me. How many of you are master's degree students here? Raise your hands. How many of you? How many are doctorate active? How many are just coming into public health as a profession? I would like to call on Dr. Naugao and photographer and she come on here. We would like to give him a special honor, and that was the lifetime achievements for Professor Mangasha. And I'll ask him to, I'll give him about 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes to tell us why he is now where he is. It is the lessons we have to learn, and also to be proud of our, they said what? Intergenerational legacy. They are passing themselves to you to follow them. This is all this, today, all the awards are intergenerational legacy. And this is achieved by those people we like. May I just ask Professor Mangasha to give us the opening or his views?
Good morning, distinguished guests, friends and families, distinguished people-to-people board members, ladies and gentlemen. I truly humbled and deeply honored to receive this prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to people for the recognition. And allow me to say, your endorsement means the world to me. My journey in community health and education has been a lifelong passion. I attended grade 1 to 12 in 6 different districts. That's grade 1 in another district and school. That's because my father has been administrator of the district. So as he has signed by the government to move from one place to another, we as dependent of our parents, we used to go there. Of course, meeting new environment, schools and classmates has been a challenge, but also opportunity, because with that opportunity, you'll increase your resilience and through connection oneself and others. During my university, I attend also in 3 universities, 2 in country and abroad. I started my diploma course in the University of Gondar, the then Gondar College of Medical Science. And abroad in Russia, I got my MD degree and staying for 7 years. That was also another challenge and opportunity, of course. Entirely different community, cold weather, different culture, and at the same time, new language, which we had never heard, speak and write. However, one of the success of Secret is self-esteem, believing that you'll do it, you get it, and you deserve it. If you have that commitment and self-esteem, definitely you'll achieve. Back home, I got a chance also. I did my PhD in Addis Ababa University. In my working experience, I've been working for 2 years in Humara. Humara is one of the district towns at the border of Eritrea and Sudan. That's very lowland with high temperature. Malaria was endemic, and there was also people were complaining about fever of unknown origin. You may want to root out with the support of lab diagnosis, but unfortunately, reagent was limited. I'm sorry to say, but when you are forced to say, sometimes we use, when patients are coming and complaining with high fever, we give them chloroquine. If the fever will not be subsided, with the PID anamnesis, we go to treat for relapsing fever. No choice. That fever of Honorees might be sometime because of the sunstroke. Again, I joined the Gondar College of Medical Science as technical assistant, where my self-esteem really again proved. I stayed in that university, in the University of Gondar, for 38 years. Starting from technical assistance, I stood up to be a full professor in public health. Joined as a student, I came to be the president of the University of Gondar. After 38 years, we were a means not, together with my colleagues, we were a means not only self-development, but we were a means to develop the university. We were lucky. We had a very excellent team spirit with my team. One of the colorful celebrations was the 16th Diamond Jubilee celebration, which really was excellent for revitalizing of our alumni and again promoting of our university for better partnership locally and international. So I just left from the University of Gondar and have been now in Addis. I've been also the founding executive director of the International Institute for Primary Health Care in Addis. You guys know more about the primary health care. I really enjoyed, and that was a good opportunity again to work there. And then in another wing, I have been also as a senior advisor for the Ministry of Science for Higher Education, and then 2 years as senior advisor of the Ethiopian Academy of Science. This was my journey in my work experience, but I usually appreciate and get satisfied to address community needs. And because whatever success you made is fostering your sense of belongingness for the community. In that regard, I really enjoyed providing health service at the very early age of my time in Humara. And also I enjoyed with my staff establishing a community school for the University of Gondar. The purpose was two. One, to have the best school in the university that may be benchmarked by other universities and at the country level. We brought instructors from US with an excellent pedagogical skill and experience. The second purpose was to retain our staff because their children, if their children is performing well, the likelihood that the staff will leave the university is less. And the school performance is no failure at all and is still going strong. Another community service, the opportunity I got as chairperson of the Ethiopian Red Cross Association, board chairperson for 10 years in Gondar branch. Then I had also the opportunity to serve the community in water and sanitation projects because that Red Cross has been assisted by the British Red Cross. We had a couple of funds, and the graduating class of the University of Gondar used to go field and constructing water and sanitation projects. The rest, the partnership. University of Gondar has, in my time, more than 60 partners, local and international. The first 2 years of my experience, we came here in the United States, introduced University of Gondar for 15 universities in the state here. 10 out of 15 were maintained still very strong collaboration. So staff and student exchange collaboration. I think some of students for 5 years continuous from Howard University, an average of 20 students used to come to Gondar. Back home here, they present, I think, a paper for P2P and also Howard University. We had the opportunity of Fulbright, Ohio State University in Howard. We obtained a big grant from MasterCard Foundation, 24 million USD. And we obtained also big grant, 9.1 million for construction of comprehensive outpatient service from University of Washington. And Light for the World and Orbis were also instrumental for the establishment of Eye Hospital Fistula Center in the university. Many partners have really contributed, and we are very fortunate to do that. Regarding my leadership, I just came up from my first experience as administrator of the Hummer Health Center. Then when I joined the University of Gondar, head of the department, coordinator of the Davat Rural Health Project, Butajra-like project, Davat, and also as assistant dean of Gondar College of University College when it was, then academic research director of the Gondar College of Medical Science. When the University of Gondar has become the full-fledged university, I came and appointed as vice president for business and development. Then again appointed as the president of the University of Gondar for 8 years. That's the experience that I've gained. And of course, I'm married, I have 3 daughters. And for the success of all this, family is a foundation to support emotion, which has emotional support, love, and belonging. So that support makes you a success wherever and whatever you think to work and serve the community. I'm blessed for that. And what is next? Currently, I'm CEO of a private training center. That's Cape Al-Kebulan. Al-Kebulan is the old name of Africa. CAPE is Center for Advanced Professional Empowerment. And just bridging the gap between the schools, that's class-based schools, courses, and the real-world job. That, our graduates now are underemployed and unemployed. Why it's happened? What would be the solution? So we are planning to provide less than 3 months of training, especially on soft skill training. So our future aspiration, my future aspiration now is strengthening future training on the soft skill training, because soft skill training encourages personal and professional development. We all are sure that the quality of education, the knowledge of the graduates, and the skill of the graduates have been less and less. But if you also think of soft skill, I'm sorry to say either no or very limited, and which is very important. We need you guys. I'm really requesting at this moment to work on this part for the future soft skill training. One last moment that I want to First, my message is indigenous knowledge and best practices. Preserving our cultural heritage. This is the forgotten one. You can think of Starbucks, you can think of what's going on TF and some others. With this, we will see, and I am very much interested to work on it, and more probably we will have any other time to discuss about it. I thank you very much for this recognition. Thank you.
At present, I would like to have the honor and the pleasure to call on Dr. Amal Saleh Noor as the person who have been nominated by me and others, and she will receive the Rising Star. You cannot go to the moon until you try to see the moon above you. Then that is the hope one of these days in the most who receive some of the awards here are people who have been to the moon too. They are Ethiopians, for your information. And may I call on Dr. Amal Saleh Noor to come here, and I'll just first incite her. Professor Mangasha, first, okay. I would like to introduce now Dr. Amal Saleh Noor. She was a former dean until very recently of the Addis Ababa University School of Medicine and Health Sciences. I feel very much attachment at this time when that department was created. Dr. Wadad Kidana Mariam, the first ever physician, a woman physician, was in the Ministry of Health, and I was working as an her associate. That was the year when the Addis Ababa University Medical School was established. Dr. Udan and I, we represented the Ministry of Health with also with the University, Addis Ababa University, and therefore she and I have met very, very distinguished people. For example, health officers. There are health officers who were the first to be in that medical school, right? And they were, for all of those 4 years, who have served 4 years, they ended up finishing their medical degree in Addis Ababa University. And that's a big honor for us. Secondly, Dr. Amal has become a genuine change agent and team leader to inspire progressive vision and goals of medical and health sciences in Ethiopia. As a surprising, that's why we nominated medical. The award takes into consideration merit-based narratives and actions taken by the intergenerational legacy. She is one of those. And I'm very proud to see her standing here with us. Thank you. Dr. Nanad's vision, our goals are characterized by constructive appreciation of diversity, inclusiveness, and merit-based service where people live and work. We consider the merits. You work to get when you go up, when you go down, then every time depend on your what? Luck. But these are real people, they don't need luck, they do it. She is welcome to share her perspective, a progressive agenda. Dr. Nal has served as she was a doctor of radiology and neurodiologist at the University College of Addis Ababa. And therefore, I would like to tell you as I forgot, forgive me, the Professor Mangasha, this is the state. People to people extends its wonderful appreciation and gratitude to the spouses, family members, and colleagues and staff where they work and live to share this celebration of excellence that belongs to us as well. And therefore, we would like to confirm that we appreciate the families. Nobody can be up there unless somebody is behind him pushing him up. Thank you very much. Please, accept. I think she will give her acceptance speech.
Thank you, Professor Ahmed. Thank you all. I would like to first thank P2P and everyone who believed in me in bestowing this honor upon me. I'm truly honored and blessed to be here today, so thank you very much. I would also like to congratulate the family of P2P for your 25th year collaboration celebrations. Having said that, I think this award has given me the opportunity to reflect about my life. I look back and I wonder how I got here. I never envisioned this for myself, not because I didn't have dreams and aspirations, but because I thought I would end up somewhere else. That's another story for another time, so I'm not going to get into that. I think it all starts with my parents, who believed that education is key and that my siblings and I should do the best that we can to get far in our educational pursuit, and above all, to work very hard. They provided a very solid foundation for us and sacrificed a lot to make it happen for all of us. And I think this provided the launching pad for me to get to where I am now. And it's a very important value that I wish to instill in my own children as well. I was born and raised in Addis Ababa, stayed there all my life, did my high school education in Addis, and did all of my higher education at Addis Ababa University, from undergraduate to subspecialty. It is my home institution, from education to academic career. First as a faculty member, and then I served as the head of the neuroradiology unit, followed by the department chair for radiology at Addis Ababa University, and until very recently as the dean of the School of Medicine at the College of Health Science at Addis Ababa University. As a department chair, I worked hard on collaborations in academia, and I believe that it was always a two-way street, where we were not just receiving, but we also had something to offer as well. And I think this kind of approach is very important to bring to the table, as without this understanding, there wouldn't be a win-win situation for all of us. We have received support, and we have also given support. During my tenure as the head of the department, the Malawian team had established the first radiology residency program, and we were able to contribute by providing our expertise, and our fellow colleagues would go to Malawi every 3 months and stay there for 3 months to provide support for the residency program. And in 2025, they will have their first ever Malawian trained radiologist who will be graduating in 2025. And I'm very pleased to see that we have given something back to our neighboring countries as well. As the Dean of the School of Medicine, I remember one of the first questions we were asked at one of our Council of Medical Education or COM meetings is for each dean to mention what they want to achieve during their tenure. And I remember thinking and writing that I wanted my school to be accredited internationally. Not just being accredited, but being the first school to be accredited from Ethiopia. Having said this, with the belief from my colleagues who worked with me, we worked tirelessly for over 2 years to try and achieve this goal. We did overcome some stumbling moments, but we did our very best to do what we can with what we had, and we were able to write up our reports and do everything that was necessary and finish with the accreditation and submit it to our college in order to further submit it to the authorizing body. So we're well on track, but not exactly where I wanted to be now. Having said this, the accreditation committee, which was established by P2P with members from both Ethiopia, the United States, as well as United Arab Emirates, have played a critical role in the accreditation process. As a committee member, I would like to thank all members of the committee who brought their expertise to the table. Every 2 weeks for us in Ethiopia, every Saturday, every 2 weeks on Saturdays, that time was reserved for our accreditation committee meetings, and Dr. Leki is smiling because she knows she sends the reminding emails to all of us a couple of days before our meeting. These meetings, we had heated discussions, funny moments, and mainly very, very productive discussions with people who came together who believed in education. Not just education, but quality education in Ethiopia. So I'd like to thank Dr. Leki at this juncture for her passion and for keeping us in check and making sure that we're aligned to the cause as well. It has been a pleasure working with all of them in that committee. Another very important mission for me was to provide support for students. The idea started during one of our academic commission meetings when we had a lot of students who were withdrawing from our programs. And these were students who had excellent academic records. And we kept asking what the reason was for why our students were leaving their education. And it was quite sad for us to hear it was either due to health concerns, be it physical health, mainly mental health concerns, as well as financial concerns. Either a parent had died or something had happened where they were no longer able to continue with their education. So with this, we decided to form a student affairs committee in our institution. And our goal was to help students with mental health, physical health, as well as their financial constraints. So we wanted to start off with something. And what we did was we went to our faculty members and we asked them to donate a little bit from the little money that they get from their salary. With that, we were able to start off providing financial support to some students. We were not able to reach as many students as we wanted, but we had to start somewhere. So we started supporting them. Our psychiatry department was did an amazing job by providing support for students with mental health concerns. And as you know, it is a little bit, I don't want to say frowned upon, but very difficult for students to talk about mental health challenges as they didn't want to be judged. So we had to make sure that everything was done in an anonymous manner and that they felt comfortable in seeking help. So we created a software where they can apply virtually, they can apply to seek help. We tried to reach out to as many students as possible, but I think one of the most difficult moments was losing a student during my tenure. As outgoing dean in the school, I've had the privilege to work with many colleagues, and really their support has been amazing. I now serve as the Vice President of the Ethiopian Medical Association, and I continue to serve our healthcare workers. I'm also a founding member right now of Women in Nuclear, which is supported by the International Atomic Energy Agency as well. I want to pivot to something dear to me, and I want to thank a few people for where I am right now. I want to thank a special person who's here today, a man who I now call a friend and a mentor. We first met when I was working as the president of the Radiological Society of Ethiopia, and I would receive an email at 2 a.m. in the morning with instructions on things that we need to get done. and in order for us to collaborate on our annual CME meetings, and his kindness and his belief in me and his unwavering support. It's something that has helped me to become a better person. Professor Kashadarki, thank you for your friendship or for being here today. I want to thank all my colleagues at Tukuran Bessa Hospital and my friends for enduring my rambling moments when things got tough and during frustrating moments. They were there for me to listen through all my issues. To my family, as Professor Ahmed said, without my family's support, I took time away from them while working. So I want to thank them for being there. Last but not least, to my mother. She's a strong woman for giving me life and for carrying me through all this.
I think tears are very, very important. Let me take the privilege of one thing. I would like to recognize Professor here, Lakidolu Taddesa. She is working with the people to upgrade the accreditation system of the Addis Ababa University to the standard of the American Association of Medicine. One word about Dr. Lakidolu. She is a graduate of Addis Ababa University, and she has accredited Howard University 3 times. She is my colleague, and I'm very proud of her. And she's the director of Addis Ababa Laboratory and every hospital, and so on. Would you please accept my thanks and gratitude? People to people discovered her too, that she is the bridge. Okay. Okay, now Community Service Award for Sanait Fissaha. By the way, Sanait Fissaha is my Wolverine, full University of Michigan. Person I've known this 25 years ago.
Thank you. So I don't need to tell about her credentials already. Professor Ahmed mentioned it. Professor Sanait Fissaha is known to all Ethiopian medical graduates. She has done a number of things, so I don't need to say a lot. She is a distinguished Ethiopian American global health leader. Genuinely, he's a global health leader, a lawyer, a physician, currently serving as vice president of global program at the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation. I don't need to read about her CV because she has done a number of things, especially St. Paul Hospital. When they started their residency program, fellowship program, she was giving a day-to-day advice. And in short, I better say she is one of the Iron Lady for Africa, because now she's currently located in the different parts of Africa, especially in Kigali, Rwanda, and she's doing an amazing job. So I think she's already on the Zoom link, and we can. Oh, can you hear me, Professor Sanait? Yeah.
I can. Thank you.
Really, I don't need to introduce her. I happen to know her when I came to People to People maybe a decade ago, when she was young and then strong, still going strong. So I would say the Iron Lady of Africa.
Okay, thank you very much. Wolverine, we shall win.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Moyen. Thank you. Go blue.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm really, really sorry I couldn't be with you in person. I had all the intentions to join my compatriots, but just luck has it, I couldn't do it. But I really want to take this moment to thank Dr. Ahmed Moyen, Dr. Anaugao, the leadership of P2P. What a tremendous honor. I mean, we all get recognitions for things we do or we contribute to, but for me, there is no greater honor than being recognized by fellow Ethiopians. So this means a lot. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude for honoring me with this Community Service Award. I don't take it lightly. It's a true privilege to be recognized for my work in strengthening health system and advancing workforce training in Ethiopia, particularly at St. Paul, which I do consider my home. It's also a tremendous honor to be on the stage, a virtual stage with trailblazers like Dr. Amal. For me, serving my community has always been a fundamental part of my journey. Uplifting others is not just a responsibility, but it's a profound honor that reminds us of the potential we all hold to make a difference. We come from diverse backgrounds, each of us with unique challenges and experience. And I firmly believe it's our duty to give back and support those who follow in our footsteps. As one of my most favorite quotes in the world is Ralph Waldo Emerson, who said, "The purpose of life is not to be happy. It is really to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, and to have make it some difference that you have lived and lived well." So I hope someday I would be remembered as a person who has lived well. I would also like to take this moment to acknowledge some profound friendships I have had forged through the years. Congratulations, P2P, on your 25th year anniversary. I was a medical student when Naugao and I joined INAPA. He was the vice president, and subsequently he led the establishment of P2P. And Dr. Naugao and many of you on the stage and off the stage have really enriched my personal and professional lives. I met many of you when I was a student. I got married, have 4 kids. Most of you, during many of our back and forth trips to Ethiopia, carried my children. So they say, a dwarf that stands on the shoulder of a giant can see further, and it's really standing on your shoulders, leaning on you, learning from you, managing work-life balance, the intricacies of global health, figuring out what it is like to be a woman in a predominantly a male-dominated field when it comes to academic leadership. So I've gleaned a lot of lessons from you, and for that I'm forever grateful for the friendship. And Naugao has become a person I call both for my personal, professional crisis. I wouldn't go into detail, but you all have become my rocks, and I'm just so grateful for that, for all of you for helping me along the way. My husband, who has been the wind beneath my wings. When people say to me, "How do you manage to do all this?" I always say behind every strong woman there is a very strong man who is willing to see their partner soar in life and carry the extra weight to get them where they need to be. So I'm really grateful for my husband and my 4 kids. So receiving this award is a reflection of the collective effort of all of us at P2P and other organizations that have worked really hard to contribute to our community, both abroad and at home. So I'm tremendously grateful for the opportunity I've had to contribute. I'll continue to strive to uplift others, ensuring that for me, it's very important that I don't forget where I come from. I always say to people, despite my privileges growing up, being born in Ethiopia means that you're surviving under 5 mortality, early child marriage, female genital mutilation, complications of pregnancy. So because our population is so large, everybody kind of takes it for granted that we are alive and not only surviving, but thriving. So it's not a small feat for all of us to be in this room, but we cannot forget where we come from, and whatever we do and whatever field we're in, we can continue to participate and uplift our communities. For me, patriotism means supporting your country all of the time and your government when it deserves it. So I am absolutely committed to serving the people of Ethiopia, the people of Africa. I do call Rwanda home, and I'm tremendously proud of the colleagues in Ethiopia that now continue to, thank you, to push through and support. Many of my colleagues from Ethiopia are now working in Rwanda and in Sierra Leone and in Ghana and in Zambia. So it gives me tremendous honor and pleasure to see all of you uplifting our continent. So thank you for recognizing me. Thank you, P2P, once again for this recognition and for the inspiring work P2P continues to do. And together, I fundamentally believe we can create lasting change. So thank you so much for this honor and have a wonderful convening.
Okay, thank you. I just one thing about Professor Sanaj. የአዲስ ከተማ ልጅ ናት፣ ጎረቤቶች ነን። ሰባተኛ አካባቢ ከቤተሰቦች አብረው የቆየች ነው። አደረ ሰፈር እዚህ ነው፣ ቆማጣ ሰፈር እዚያ ነው። ሁሉም ሰፈር እዚያ ቢኖርም ሁሉም ተስማምተው ይኖራሉ። ሁላችሁ ወደ አዲስ አበባ ኑ እባካችሁ። የእህቴ ልጅ ስታገባ ሺ ወዘ ስፖንሰር አብረው አደጎቻችሁ ናቸው። Thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I'm going to the next congressional medals. This is a special medal, and it is for Dr. Abraham Batra. The Antona, Professor Dr. Antona, will be the person who will award the individual in present or absent. Oh, are you receiving that? Good. Yeah. Please. Okay, go ahead. A word of wisdom. We run out of time, but you are all welcome.
All right, thank you. Let me see. I have some prepared. Thank you very much. I'm deeply honored and humbled to accept this prestigious award on behalf of our dedicated people-to-people team. In recognition of our collective effort, unwavering commitment to improve healthcare and education in Ethiopia for the past 25 years. As a Chief Operating Officer of our organization, I've had the privilege to witness firsthand the transformative impact of our work and lives of countless individuals and communities in Ethiopia. It is testament to the dedication, passion, and resilience of our team members, partners, and supporters who have contributed to our shared vision for creating brighter and healthier future for all. Today, as we celebrate this significant milestone, we also reflect on the challenges we have overcome, the success we have achieved, and the lessons we have learned along the way. Our journey has been marked by collaboration, innovation, and deep sense of purpose that drive us to continue striving for excellence in everything we do. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every member of our team, past, present, for their tireless efforts and unwavering commitment to our mission. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to our partners, donors, volunteers, and the communities we serve to their true trust, support, and collaboration throughout the incredible journey. As we look ahead to the future, I am filled with optimism, determination to build upon foundation we have laid and to continue making lasting impact on the lives of those needed. Together, we can achieve a greater milestone and create a legacy of hope, resilience, and empowerment for generations to come. Thank you once again. And I would like to say a few words about my dear friend, Dr. Naugo, and his lovely wife. For the last 20 plus years. They've been my mentor, friends, and also a great person for me personally, where I wanted to say something or I want to ask something, they are the ones who I'm looking for. And this one person's vision created this many Ethiopians to come together. So for that, I thank you. And I thank you also, Dr. Kabeda, Dr. Antena, Dr. Zalalem, and all of you to be here to give back. That's what we need to do. We need to give back. And I'm fortunate enough to know all of you, and thank you. Thank you for that.
Take a picture. Okay. We're running out of time, but we'll be brief that now. I think Young Ethiopian Watch Award, Dr. Burhanu Bulcha. Burhanu Bulcha is from where? Jimma, University. And Dr. Subanu?
Yes.
Antena Mutasab?
Yes.
Give me hands. But I'm with that.
Yeah. So I'll introduce Dr. Burhanu and Dr. Tsagga. So Dr. Burhanu, he's a distinguished Ethiopian American electrical engineer who is currently a principal investigator at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, where he leads pioneering research focused on locating water on the moon to help humans to establish a permanent lunar base. His work centers on developing lightweight, compact spectrometer using quantum cascade lasers to definitively detect water on the lunar space. Dr. Bulcha earned his PhD in electrical and electronics engineering from the University of Virginia and has previously held key research roles at MIT's Haystack Observatory and Virginia Diocing. Dr. Tsagga Salamon, his wife, is a scientist at JSK, specializing in drug product development, particularly in protein and mRNA lipid nanoparticle formulation. She leads the development of biophysical methods for mRNA vaccine characterization and oversees the formulation of protein and mRNA vaccines from early development through phase 3. Previously, she was a protein chemist at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, where she developed analytical methods for monoclonal antibodies and served as postdoctoral fellow at the National Institute of Health, NIH, where she pioneered the development of protein mechanosensor for structural analysis. She earned her PhD in biochemistry from the University of Maryland and her Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from the University of Virginia. So they will come here and receive the Young Ethiopians Watch Award.
Here comes the judge. Are you still here with us? የቤተሰብ ዋጋ ይሏቸዋል። Thank you very much. Okay. Finished? You want to have it? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. One few minutes of word of wisdom.
All right, thank you. Thank you for this honor. We thank you all, P2P, everyone that is here today for honoring us. So both of us are, as you heard, scientists, and as scientists, one of the things that is fundamental, I think, among not just us, but everyone who's here, who's interested in science, medicine, and all education and academia, is solving problems, right? First, identifying challenges, and then solving problems. And this award today is not really for what we have achieved academically and in our career, but what we have achieved as individuals who identified issues within the education system in Ethiopia, and then also challenges that Ethiopian diaspora and in general global professionals have in addressing educational needs in Ethiopia or other countries. And so that's something that we worked on at a young age while we had a very challenging as well as demanding careers and lifestyles, in developing a platform that connects professionals around the world, Ethiopian diaspora, non-Ethiopians, to students, particularly high school students in Ethiopia, and a virtual platform, people from their home to be able to teach students in Ethiopia through a curriculum and a platform that we developed together, along with the support of a lot of Ethiopian professionals who were part of this endeavor and this passion. So I think Dr. Brahanu is going to say some words, inspirational words, and related to our program, what is called Brighter Generation. Maybe you have seen it. Our website is brightergeneration.info, and we also have LinkedIn and other social media platforms to follow and be part of this organization. Thank you so much for this honor.
የመጨረሻ አለ? Oh, I think the real judge is here.
So actually, I don't want to take a lot of time, but I wanted to say, I know, I'm going to keep it really short. Thank you, P2P organization, for acknowledging us with this important gift, I would say. It's going to make us to continue to work hard. Saga and I and the entire organization of Brighter Generation, በአማርኛ ብሩህ ትውልድ. Actually, I wanted to say a few words. I wanted to share with you about leaving legacy, impacting the next generation, Ethiopians in our case. How can we leave legacy, and especially positive legacy? And most of you are actually doing that, but I wanted to kind of emphasize 3 points. The first one is, I would say, have an idea worth of a legacy, or be part of a group that has an idea that is worth to become a legacy, and which is, we all, P2P is one organization with an amazing idea that is involving, sharing knowledge with Ethiopians in medicine and other related fields. So being part of that is an important piece. Now, the second one I would say is making an action. Make an action. So you have an idea, or you're part of that action, that group. With no action, then nothing could be materialized. So you have to take an action, which means you may have to give up a couple of hours per week, or you may have to kind of give up a little bit of money to support others. So that is part of the action. Without that action, we're not going to make any legacy. The third one is, we definitely have to expect, right? We have an idea, we took an action. Then the third one is, what do we expect? So we need to evaluate our actions. Is our actions making a positive legacy, or are we in that direction? Now, with that, I wanted to share with you some legacy that we all remember from our forefathers, what they've done. This is related to the field of science that I'm working on, which is space science. You've heard my group, my team at NASA, we work on one of the selected project becoming a candidate to go to the moon. Still work in progress, but we're making significant progress to go to the moon and to investigate important resources such as water and other volatiles to help humans to survive on the moon. Now, the second step is after you go to the moon, then you wanted to go to Mars. Definitely, you have to utilize a lot of the resource from the moon instead of taking a lot of materials from Earth. Now, the ancient Ethiopians, this is the legacy I wanted to share with you. The ancient Ethiopians, they look into cosmos. They look at the vast universe, and they imagined several things. And one of the things you see on the dark sky or night sky is the beautiful shapes and patterns of the stars, and what we call the zodiac. So that those tells you the months and the months seasons. It tells you months and seasons of the year, and with that, the early astrology, or before it became astronomy, the astrological science, they gave a name for the different month according to those patterns of the stars. From the Latins, they kind of noticed and they gave a name for the different months. And let me give you an example. October, the month we are in today, October, is the word oct is 8, but October, the month, is actually a month of the 10th month. So there's a little bit of discrepancy. So what happened was the Latins, initially they had 10 months instead of 12 months. Within that 12 month, within the 10 month, they gave October the 8th month. So there's no meaning. It's just the 8th month. But as time goes on, they change. Instead of 10 months of the year, a year becoming 10 months, it become a 12 month. As a result, the name has not changed. It still stayed as October. But what our forefathers did, Ethiopians, in my investigation, based on my understanding, is actually even before that time, Ethiopians already had 13 months. And our October translation is Tekamt. And Tekamt has actually a really interesting definition. Tekamt means a month of hard work. So I wanted to share with you, this is a really important message, a month of hard work. We are on the month of October. And in Ethiopia, we have to work hard. Earlier, we said an idea, second, an action, third, evaluating what the action we put on, what the result is. And I think our forefathers at this month, they did not make a mistake as the Latins. They thought about the early, they correlate the month and its attributes, and they gave the right name to it. And that name resonates with us today, hard work. So, inspired by this, as I work on lunar instruments, I start looking even beyond the deep space. And one of the technology that I invented with my team, looking at other moons of Jupiter, moons of Saturn. And those moons actually harbor interesting geology, is active geology, which means they release a lot of water, so you can see if there is actually life exists within the solar system. So that is one of the study that I do, and one of the invention I created, this instrument I created, is called Far Infrared Imaging Receiver. I call it FICR. Far Infrared. Again, inspired by our forefathers. So anything that we do, if we leave a legacy, then we will be remembered for the years to come. And I hope you join us to the Brighter Generation platform that my wife Saga and myself and other people here also, we work towards in making a difference and connecting professionals here in the US, actually all over the world. They join us to teach students in Ethiopia virtually and in a hybrid platform. I know I'm getting late. I'm getting late.
We are now here on Earth, but we'll go next time to the moon.
But thank you so much.
Thank you. You visit my son, then do you?
UVA, yeah.
That's the last one, I think. Yeah. Kavavo.
Not A and I, it was before A and I.
Okay. Dr. Electron Kavavo is the Harry Obermann and Mark Walton Professor and Chief of Division of General Surgery at Stanford University. He is a leader in endocrine cancer surgery. He has performed numerous operations of the adrenal, parathyroid, and thyroid glands, as well as neuroendocrine tumors. Dr. Kavavo has authored over 400 scientific articles, 40 book chapters, and edited 4 textbooks. He has given over 200 invited lectures, has been awarded over $30 million in research funding. He has earned his medical degree from USSV and previously served as chief of the endocrine oncology branch at the National Cancer Institute. And he has received also multiple prestigious awards of the, to mention some, the American Cancer Society, the American Association for Cancer Research, and others. Really, he couldn't be here. He was here at the NIH meeting yesterday, but since he was notified about this event very shortly, because of family event, he couldn't attend even the Zoom meeting. He's on the plane.
Would you accept this?
Yes, thank you.
Abran. Okay. Ikabalu. Finally, the closing thing I would like to call on the board members. Would you please, Dr. Naugao? These are the people who made this day, and it is true. They are really people to people, كهز ودهز دقمو. People to people, كهز ودهز لهزب. Thank you very much.